All right, welcome to another episode of Business Bros. Woo! What up, ladies and gentlemen? Hernan Cias here, host of the Business Bros podcast, where we are helping you take control of your branding, your marketing to help you generate wealth today and create wealth today and generational wealth for tomorrow. It must be Monday.
It must be Monday.
Along here with my co-host,
the insurance bro, James CS, with a brand new mic on the show. Over here with Pipeline Insurance, where we empower licensed professionals to effectively add insurance to their existing businesses. And happy Monday, everybody. I know these days are kind of rolling into one another, but here we are back on the show with another amazing, awesome rock star of a guest for you all today. The concept of real-time outsource all started with one man and one single idea. Almost a decade ago, our guest was just a young college grad working in the television advertising sector. It was around this time when our guest had an epiphany. Social media networking was way better than TV and could be leveraged by different brands in order to get a different response than traditional advertising generated. Using his gut instincts combined with a seasoned background in marketing and advertising, our guest jumped at the opportunity to see what he could do with social media to leverage the playing field for the companies he currently worked for. Over time, he mastered an effective social media strategy designed to create a vital difference in production and awareness for various brands with outstanding results. Today, this incredible guest is the founder and CEO of realtimeoutsource.com. His objective is to share the wealth of social media marketing using a horizontal business model of strategic white label partnerships. Real Time Outsource's motto is simple. Your success is our success. So, without further ado, we are excited as always, and please give a warm Business Bros welcome to Mr. Travis Huff.
What's good, guys? That intro is amazing, man. You got a Bruce Buffer voice, man. I like your style, man. Got the intro down.
Man.
I like that energy, brother. I like that energy. Yeah, I'm grateful and blessed to be on the show. Obviously, right now we're going through a lot as a society, as a humans, as a businesses out there. We're all struggling in different ways, and so
That's what I was trying to get.
yeah.
sound effects.
Took a minute.
Yeah, he's got the sound effects too. That's awesome. So right now, right now we're all going through a lot, so I'm just super grateful and humbled to be with you guys, sharing not only my knowledge, but the things that I've gone through and building my business. And like anything right now, we're taking some left hooks. All businesses are, we're all getting hit in different ways. And so, just grateful right now to be present, to be alive, to be happy, to be healthy. And ready to bring some value, guys. So let's go, baby.
Travis, taking back 10 years ago,
Yep.
just happened to be right after we hit a 2008 economic bust, right?
Boom. Yep.
So we're heading into one right now.
Right.
Take me back to then when you were getting started. What even prompted you? What in your mind? What bravery did you have to even take that leap of faith?
So it's crazy. I always say the best things happen when you just listen to others. And so, folks, I was just listening to others. I was sitting down at a Starbucks with a buddy, Jason. We had been out of college now for around 4 years. Been in the television business, working for Walt Disney Company at ABC Television, which is an amazing company. But I saw it changing amongst my eyes. And then he literally sits there in front of me. We're having a Starbucks, and he says, "Hey, dude, people are gonna need their Facebook pages managed." I was like, people like professionals, or he's like, no, businesses are going to need their Facebook pages managed. And it was then that I just say, hey, you know what? There's not many people doing this. It's a whole new industry where things will be trackable. And it's something that was exciting to me, so I just started putting things together in something really simple, folks. PowerPoint, a PowerPoint, if we can get that, it's free now. You got Google Drives or Slide and all these different things, and literally just putting together a presentation so that I could talk to people and tell them how I would like to help manage their Facebook pages. And that was all it was at that point, but still, even 11 years later, guys, that is still one of our number one requests right now is Facebook pages, how to manage them, get more action going. Cause as you guys know, the algorithms change many times over those years. And even if you have 100,000 people, maybe no one's seen it. So I can give you some layups on content. We can talk about that. But the truth is, it's not an easy business. And right now we're getting left hooked because we're in the marketing and advertising business where the first thing that someone's going to cut when they're not making any revenue is going to be advertising, which
is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's stupid. It is stupid. But for some businesses, you have to think, oh, you know what? I completely understand. If you're a small business, if you're a small doctor, if you're someone that doesn't need to do a ton of advertising in general, and then now you can't see anybody, I would feel unethical charging the client. You know what I mean? And so it's one of those things that we're going to just take it on the chin for the next few months and see where we go. Even if we have to comp services and be there for them and not charge them and just kind of take it on the chin. Hopefully maybe the SBA helps out businesses more. They've said stuff about that. But the point is we're going to have to take this one on the chin, guys. And we're going to have to just learn and adapt from it. And truthfully, we have had some customers that want to step up. And so that's the blessing of it too, is that amongst campaigns closing, there's been, opportunities with us, especially with our white label, where now they're actually giving us a shot because they're having problems with the team. People can't work inside of buildings all together and just things like that. So we are able to, obviously, that's kind of how we grew our business, was helping agencies or helping digital marketing companies. And in this last few weeks, we've actually gotten a few calls or requests on the, on our website to help, and so we've been, blessed by that too.
So one door closes, another one opens.
Yes, exactly. But I would say right now, 60% of businesses probably are shutting down types of advertising things, and there's the 40% that are going to stay brave, stay consistent, and know that this is the great time to be advertising.
So here's where, where a lot of people see a problem, entrepreneurs see an opportunity, right?
Absolutely.
And so I see a lot of the same thing. People are going to shut down their marketing campaigns. People are going to stop doing their advertising campaigns, but that is not good for business. That's actually counterproductive for business. So one of the things I'm talking about is helping people launch their own podcast, because I know the value of putting content out on a regular basis, creating and managing your own brand and your own marketing.
Right.
The only issue with that is it takes a little bit of work, right? So tell me a little bit about your experience in podcasting.
Absolutely. I mean, so I started my podcast 5 years ago, March. I decided, hey, you know what? I'd like to start a show where I could not only interview my mentors, people that were doing great things in social media, but I thought maybe there would be a shot that I could interview some of my heroes. I thought that, hey, maybe some of these people that I admired in marketing and advertising, and they worked on big campaigns and stuff, maybe I'd actually get a chance to sit down and talk to them, and so that was the journey, man. And it stayed consistent. The biggest thing that I've always done in my life, guys, is I've stayed consistent,
Mm-hmm.
and so there's no fast lane. You can try to get lucky and you might, but you can be selling toilet paper right now, for instance. But, but besides that, the point is literally, like, you have to put in the work. And that's the truth of all business and podcasting. So anyone out there, I'll give you guys the layup on a podcast. You create a podcast for the purpose of this, prospecting.
Yes.
If I was to go back 5 years, I would do it with this intention now. Like, I'd be interviewing all these ad agencies and I would just be totally out in front of that. We have interviewed people and some people have become a customer or two, but it really hasn't been a big business development driver for us. The podcast has been more of my own social or accolades, but also just kind of like meeting new people. And it's definitely a hobby. You know what I mean? It's not paying the mortgage and the car payment. Let's just be real. So, but it is pain. It's not, there's no, I'm one of those entrepreneurs that needs to see any bit of success to be happy about it. So I think that's the other thing about being an entrepreneur or being a podcast is, any bit of user, people listening to this stuff and any bit of people interacting and commenting back and saying, thanks so much for doing this. That's what you have to feed off of. But today, if you were to start a show, you'd want to bring on the people that you'd want to talk to in a business relationship, like, instead of reaching out to them and saying, hey man, I got to talk to you about this product that I want to sell you. You say, hey, you know what? I got the B-Real show. We've got about 30, 40,000 downloads a month. We'd love to interview you, to talk to you about your business. Maybe it'll help build it, but I'd really just like to get to know your mindset. Now, if I send that to you on LinkedIn, you might just say, yes. How do I get, here's my assistant, or here's this person, that needs to book it. If it's a bigger person, they tend to have layers of assistants and this and that. And sometimes these people just say, hey, here's my email. Send me the links, or send me where to book. But the point is, at the end of the day is, folks, anyone can create a show, but you're going to have to put in the work now. And bottom line is, you should create it around who you want to talk to in sales. It's a win-win.
I love that. That's exactly one of my biggest, prospecting sucks. Right.
Yes.
You have to filter through all the no's every single time. It's, you want to go out for coffee, you want to pick up the phone, or you're for sale by own, or whatever. It's always no. And you eventually figure out a yes. And that's where the business lands. Podcasting is, I would say, the complete opposite. 9 out of the 10 people I invite on the show say yes. Right. This is a way to establish a relationship. And yes, you could do it for fun. Like when you started, you did it for fun. There's, I'm just going to get, likes and comments and that sort of stuff.
Yes.
Or you can do it with an intent. and you want to build something around the people that you're going to prospect to. And you might not get a sale on the first shot, but you know what you did? You established a connection. Then you take that long form piece of content and you chop it up and you give that client, that potential client, some more value. Here's a couple clips of the show. Go ahead, post them and share them.
Yes.
By the way, after you've given, after you've jab, then you can come with your right hook. By the way, I'm in insurance business. I'd appreciate it if next time, you have your policy is going to come up. Let me give you a quote.
Right.
Now you're in. You've broken every single barrier along the way because you come with value first. That's the power of podcasting.
Absolutely.
It gives that to you.
I've heard it recently. Someone won't give you 5 seconds on the phone, but they'll give you an hour on the podcast.
Yes. Amazing, dude.
Tell you, go get my demo. Let me, we've all heard this. Let me send you my demo, my slide screen. You want to invest in this or whatever. But you can literally, like you said, create a show. And I mean, obviously in the beginning, you're going to have to be reasonable with the kind of people you're going to get on. You're not going to get on Elon Musk on your show, most likely from the beginning, unless you're someone that's like Mark Zuckerberg starting your show now and that level of friends. So, but the point is, use it for business development. This is a winning strategy, folks. This is a winning strategy in 2020 where who knows how long we're going to be quarantined. So, hey, the point is we're moving to a new world. It can be done on great platforms like we're on right today. Zoom, you get a Zoom account, you start the show, and it's probably your best way of getting business, as well as you're building friendships. Even if none of these people, say you interview 100 people, none of them turn into clients. You'll learn a lot, and you'll sure as hell be friends with these people, or at least get some of these people will become your buddies in a way. You know what I mean?
And you develop as an individual.
Absolutely.
I could never, 2 years ago when I started this podcast, I could hold a conversation kind of iffy, maybe. Right. Not even, I wasn't in depth in asking questions, a lot of different things. I stuttered a lot. I said, okay, after every sentence. I was afraid to stand up and publicly speak. All went away. It's so true. Dude, I have a network where if I wanted something, I could pick up the phone and that person will answer my call and help me out.
My man's giving you guys the layups. My man's giving you guys the threes. He's giving you the juice, baby. He's giving you the hot sauce.
Dude.
Start a show. That's like a business prospecting tool of a lifetime. And start it today.
All right. So I'm going into business.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
I'm barely starting out. I don't have any prospects or anything. How vital is it that I start a podcast?
I mean, I think that's one of your first things you go to. I think you get a LinkedIn and you have a podcast. I don't think you need to spend time doing anything else at some point. I mean, to start, because it's like time, we only have so much time. So you want to be on TikTok and Snapchat and everywhere, then you're going to have a lot of time spent doing all content for these places. So start with LinkedIn, the most powerful business to business platform. You can get people's interaction there. You can see who people work for and what industries they're in. It's real easy to narrow down the targeting of who you want to talk to. And then literally just start a show where you can, be on Apple and be, Anchor has a free platform where you can basically put out your podcast for free now. And there's no excuses.
Dude, Anchor is actually pretty amazing. You can
They
distribute for you. They give you the sponsorship ability. They give you the voicemail capability.
I thought about just moving all the way over, dude. Actually, to be transparent with you, I'm on Libsyn now, folks, but they haven't kept me there. So I'm thinking about going to Anchor at some point. I just haven't done it.
I host myself, so I've been considering it. I've been considering the same thing, but it's still a platform that I've investigated. Libsyn is very popular with a lot of different podcasters that I've talked to. But Anchor is just the way to go. You don't have any money, dude. Literally, you can grab your own headset that you plug into your phone, plug that into your laptop, open up a Zoom call, and you are set. You are set.
We're in 2020. Unfortunately, we're going through a lot right now, but we're set technology-wise.
But you know what, though? We're going through a lot, but how many people have learned Zoom because of it?
Oh, absolutely.
You should have zero conflict getting people on.
Absolutely. Hey, we do happy hours now on Zoom. It's changing life. It's changing life. We do a friends Friday friends games. Where we have a bunch of couples with games and stuff. Hey, it's changing life.
How did the podcast space help you out with once you got into your business, helping out different businesses? What was the core thing that you guys did for them?
Well, it really was just managing Facebook pages was the start. That was in 2009. That was really all there was. I got my first home developer. It was Lennar, Central Valley. And so it was a great big company, but then they were also just a Central Valley, version. You know what I mean? And so I got some test ground to learn how it was to manage a Facebook page. And then at some point I started picking up a few extra other customers. And then that's when we really figured out our biggest vertical, which is advertising agencies. So rather than me go out and talk to a bunch of different people and businesses, I'd rather work with an advertising agency. I can wholesale or give them a better rate on my services, and then they can mark it up, right? And then on the flip side, they bring me customers, and I don't have to even know who these people are, the relationships. It's kind of like their old media business where, they're just placing media, and so now they're just social media was in the mix. And that's from our very first customer, our first agency. He has now 28 projects. The very first client that we signed up with him on is still with us. So 11 years of recurring revenue, not only from myself, but also for the agency.
That's
every
huge.
month he's getting recurring revenue off me working with my team, and it seamlessly works for him because he just has cash flowing to him because he's managing social,
So you're doing Facebook only, or you?
We do everything. We do everything. We do everything, but Facebook's the main one still, folks. I think that's still the main one for most localized businesses. You got Twitter. Now, obviously, Instagram is the huge one that people are hopping on this last 2 years. There's some complications with it because the algorithm's changing, but Instagram is still one of the top ones. And then now, you got TikTok, which is a whole new beast, if you want to call it. There's a lot of organic traffic. So I would always say, folks, the most important thing is to figure out your time. If you're spending, a limited amount of time, get on LinkedIn and get on a podcast. Create something.
Right. Share with me. Mm-hmm. Speaking of limited amount of time, I want to get as much stuff as possible.
Absolutely.
Do I start a Facebook business page or fan page? Always a big question.
Business page. Yep. Business page. Unless you are a national brand or you're a celebrity or you're some sort of, artist or something like that.
You're Justin Bieber or something.
Yes. Unless you're one of those. The business page is the win. Obviously, at one point, people were using friend accounts, just original personal accounts. And that obviously there's been people that have been banned and things like that because it's kind of the not appropriate way of doing it. Facebook business. And if you want to get into Facebook content, let's just give you 3 layups right now, guys. If you guys want 3 things to do right now, folks, on your business pages to get more engagement. First is funny. Find a funny meme about the insurance business. Okay. Let's just find funny memes about the insurance business once a week. Share these things on your page. It's a funny Friday. It's a funny Saturday. These posts get the most engagement. I mean, I've run tons of different campaigns on sizes of small to big, and it's amazing what funny will do for you, folks. So find funny memes first. Second is motivational. So find a motivational quote or emotional quote. And lastly is contests. Right now, we all need to give more. So give your service, give your brand, give Starbucks gift cards, give whatever you can think of, but giving always wins too. And so those 3 things, if done on a weekly basis, will guarantee you guys, if you're managing Facebook pages right now, to have more reach than you did last week. And then it keeps building because, as you guys know, the algorithm, once people, engage, they're more likely to see your next post. And then if they engage next week, they're more likely to see the next post. And so the more you get engagements from your fans is the most important thing. And the less times people engage, guys, they're not going to see your post again. So if you don't engage with a brand or a friend for 20 posts, you're not going to probably ever see them again.
Engagement. So are we talking likes? We talking comments? We talking shares? We talking saves?
All three. I mean, starting with the likes, comments, and shares. Obviously, shares probably the most important. Tagging a friend. Obviously, you see that on Instagram. At the end of the day, engagement is just someone actually not just looking at your post, but actually clicking on it, liking it, sharing it, commenting. And then that way you can comment back, because that's one of the biggest things. And most of the time that we spend on our pages is just commenting back to people. Hey, thanks so much. We look forward to seeing you for lunch. Right now, a lot of the businesses right now are doing everything online. So, whatever we can do to help solve that process, make it easy for them to click here and go to, sales.
A couple little engagement hacks. So one of my favorite things to do on Facebook is to send a video DM.
Oh, nice.
Personal. I say they see me. I say their name.
I love that.
It's a good connector as far as usually when I send a video DM, I'd say like 8 out of 10 times I get a comment back, whether it's awesome, that's amazing or great, or they send a video back, whatever it is. But once they engage, they will begin to see my content more, whether you do it on Instagram or Facebook.
Yeah, the private message is like one of the most important areas. So right, you hit it on the head. DM or anything with direct private messages, they look at that as like the number 1 priority.
Really?
So yeah, that's like one of the most important. So if you're actually messaging friends and stuff like that on Facebook, you'll instantly start seeing their content. And so same idea is what you're doing is fabulous is that people that comment back to you on your post there in the messenger, it's going to feed them. It's going to see, they're going to, more of those people are going to see your content, my man. That's awesome. That's a good strategy. That's a unique one. That's awesome.
Second one, do not pass up a story without commenting.
Yes. Oh yeah.
So I know there's a lot of people who scroll stories,
right?
You know, keep hitting that next. Do not pass up a story without leaving a comment. I don't care if you say that's cute, it's adorable, I love that shirt, whatever. I don't care what it is. You comment on every single story. If you're going to sit there and zone in and waste time on Instagram, do it from your business page or do it from your page and leave a comment on every single one. People love to be acknowledged, and you will show up more often on their feeds.
Right. Yeah. He's giving you guys another one. Yeah. I mean, it's anytime there's anything private. So stories, when you comment back or when you comment to someone, it's kind of comes up as a message, a direct private message. Mm-hmm. So dude, absolutely. Even if it's an emoji, I use the fire emoji a lot on people's food and stuff. And that tends to work too. People like that. They'll comment back like a bunch and I'll just hit the fire, you know what I mean? On a bunch of people's stuff. You could be, you don't have to, I mean, yes, you do want to be personal, folks, I think, but you also just want to be commenting back on people's stuff. Same with the feed, you know, if you're going to spend time browsing the feed, the same way you said is you should comment on everyone's posts.
Every single person.
At least a like or love on the post, you know?
Yeah. I even preach to my people. I'm like, stay away from the likes. Like, but more importantly, comment.
Comment. Yeah, absolutely.
Comment is key.
Absolutely.
And never
you're gonna spend your time. Yes.
Yeah. And never leave one comment unanswered on your own feed. Reply to every single one.
Yes. I mean, that's one of the biggest things I see all the time. They're like, you know, we need more success with social. And it's like, you go to the page and like no one's commented for 30, 40 days. People are asking about reservations. Oh, this person's managing my social media. Yeah, they are, but they're not commenting to anybody. And so it's not moving business, you know? And so remember this, folks, if you can get anything from this show, my most successful actual social network is gmail.com. So social networking is really email. And first, what that means is one-to-one communication. It's not 1 to 500 million people. Yeah, that's great for Justin Bieber and Lady Gaga, whatever. But for most businesses, it's one-to-one. You need to get one person to talk to you on the feed, comment back to them, and get them in to buy a car. I mean, I've seen that happen. We've nurtured clients in from talking to them, asking them about colors, to literally picking a few out for them, to them buying that vehicle. So it leads directly into sales when you engage. I mean, it's not going to be every situation that people are going to comment and buy stuff, right? So part of it is the goodwill of your social, right? But that's what we all want. We all want to feel engaged. We all want to feel connected to that. You took 2 seconds of your time to love my post back and say thank you, for instance, you know? And if you're worried what to say, just say thank you.
Yes. Gratitude works.
Say thank you. We're so grateful. Or put the love emoji. I mean, smile emoji, like just anything gratitude related, that will always work.
How important is it to go live, whether Facebook, Instagram, that sort of stuff?
I think live's amazing. I think live's amazing. It's the new way to, you know, not necessarily the biggest thing I've seen with live is the client's expectations. They're like, we're going to go live and we're going to get all these people seeing us, you know, and sometimes that just doesn't happen. You know what I mean? Even if you have a big page, like we went live on a few pages and they have like 80,000 people on Facebook and we got like 20, 30 people to see it. You know what I mean? And it was like, sometimes that just happens, you know, and then sometimes you go live and a bunch of people see it. And it's not going to be the big ones that I think have most success is like TV programming where you've kind of got them into like 7 o'clock at Fridays, you know, you tell them when you're going to go live. I think those ones tend to work the best from what I've seen. You know what I mean? But I think going live in general, like, many people have told me is you just got to push that damn button, you know. Yep. Brian Franzo, my man, says you got to push that damn button, you know, and just go live.
Go live. Just do it.
Go live. Just do it. Yeah, there's nothing wrong. You just
all your flaws, everything. You're gonna make mistakes, and it's okay. People expect you to be human, right? Stop. Especially in today's era, you do not have to be perfect. Perfect is the enemy of done. Just get out there and do.
Just do you, folks. One of my favorite things to say is the more you do you, the more you can do for others.
That's a good one.
That's it. The more you do you, the more you focus on what you got to get done, the more you can do for your wife, your family, friends, nonprofits. Just donated a bunch of money this morning to Feeding America, and some of the stuff was tied to the iHeart yesterday. You know, I thought compelled. I was like, you know what? I want to give more. I always do this. But the point is, you can give money when you make money, right? It's just one of those things, you know, and some people in these situations right now can't give money. You know, and that's because I've been doing myself for the last 11 years. And it hasn't been an easy journey, guys. Shit, we're going to get hit with a big one this week. This last couple weeks has been crazy, as far as, cancellations and pauses and just fighting fires, man. And then good successes too, but the truth is, in business, you have to be resilient, and you have to know that this is not some quick get rich quick scheme. It's not just something you're just going to download this course for, $99 or 10 grand. And all of a sudden you're going to have the juice to go make millions of dollars. Like, that shit doesn't exist. Like, every industry has great people creating content about it that's free.
Absolutely.
So, go to YouTube, go to my man's podcast. You got 421 episodes live right now of great content that people could just dive back into and learn about different industries, learn about, things that you care about. Obviously, that's the best thing about Google. My favorite university, Google or YouTube University, is that you can literally just type in what you want and learn, and don't just take one person's opinion. Like, learn a few people, learn about the industry. Because most of these people, from what I've even heard, crazy thing enough about courses is a lot of this content's already out there for free. They repackage it and sell it to people for hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. And if you go to their YouTube channels, the shit's already on there.
Yep. Because that's where they house all the videos.
That's where it has it all. So it's like, and some of these videos got like 50 views on it, and they're selling these courses for thousands of dollars. It's unfreaking believable. Folks.
I love you podcasters. I swear I've heard this stuff before. Where have I heard it before? Where have I heard this before?
Yep, exactly. It's funny. No, it's crazy. It's just crazy how people are just not resourceful. In this days and age, you need to be resourceful.
Absolutely. All right. Before I get you up, I want you to do two selfish things. One, how do people get a hold of you? And two, because the audience is going to have questions.
Yes.
What's up with all the pictures behind you?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So first, you can connect to me, Travis Tutalin Huff. I'm a Tutalin on Instagram, Travis Huff on LinkedIn. I got an offer for you guys, too. If you'd like, go to realtimeoutsource.com/bereal, realtimeoutsource.com/bereal. If you fill out the simple form, guys, we will track your brand for the next 30 days. Using we have an intelligence software from Nuvi, and we go in there and we put your brand in there and then provide a great report. We've been doing it for other podcasters. A lot of the listeners some of the listeners have come across our way, and we're just doing it to give value. And then basically you don't know what's going to come up. So go to realtimeoutsource.com/bereal, check out, let's get you in the software, and then let's see who's talking about you and mentioning you on social. And it kind of wraps it up in a nice report. About the autographs, since I was a kid, I collected autographs. I found a website back in the good old days of Packard Bell when things were on AOL. This is a long time ago. Star Tiger is now what it's called, and basically they test celebrities' addresses. So I would send them photos, or I would request photos for them, telling them I'm like one of your top fans. I love what you've done. Sometimes I'd personalize it. Sometimes transparently, guys, I would just send out a letter with the templated kind of changing the front font or changing the name, because it was kind of like almost a business for me. I was like, oh, this is another business. I can get all these autographs for free. And what you have to do is you have to pay for postage. But this room inspires me now, because I look at the people of greatness. And when I go through tough times, I look at right here, I got, I'll show you guys, to Travis Peyton Manning, his rookie year. And when you look at these things, Peyton Manning's gone through hell, and he's going through a lot right now, even with his family, and these people are all going through a lot. As a human society, we're going through a lot right now, but individually, each one of these people have gone through a lot to be great. And so when I come into this room, it just makes me know that like there's greatness around me. They spent 2 seconds, of their time, maybe autographing their name, and our souls connected that way, maybe, if you want to call it that, in this crazy universe. And most importantly, it humbles the shit out of me. Because I look in this room, I'm like, dude, whatever I got to do today is not harder than Bill Belichick and The Rock and Adam West and freaking Ice Cube / Simon Cowell. I mean, it's just like, you look at these names, you're like, oh, these people have done amazing things. And so it's one of those things, like you in your background, you kind of keep something that inspires you. And so these were all just literally sitting in like a folder, and I finally was like, dude, I'm going to go buy some, some frames and just put these up on the wall. I went to the Dollar Tree. Most of these things are from the Dollar Tree. Most of the frames are from the Dollar Tree, which is a great place to buy frames, by the way.
Heck yeah, it is.
And so, but then, yeah, I mean, it's just now it really does inspire me every day. And especially when we're going through those tough times, as we all are right now, we're going through something different.
Travis.
Yes.
Thank you for taking time out of your day. I love talking to people who have been in the industry, who kind of can back up what I'm thinking. It makes me feel like I'm on the right path. So thank you for sharing your experience. And one more time, that website, and is that Be Real, like BE or the letter B?
Absolutely. BE Real. So realtimeoutsource.com/be real.
Perfect. All right, brother. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, hope you enjoyed today's episode. That's all we got for you guys today. Peace.
Peace.
Bye-bye.
And we're out.
You guys are awesome.